What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
So they put you through the ringer. A lot of guys fail that. It is very difficult. It's very nerve-wracking because you don't want to be that guy that shoots, well, a hostage target. That's a no-no. All right. God forbid you shoot a hostage target by accident, and God forbid you shoot your own teammate, right? That would be really bad too, right? So, but everything we did was live fire, live ammunition, live explosives. There was, we literally shot around each other, very, very close, within inches of each other, and we had to be able to do that. I mean, you were expected to do that. You're a surgical shooter, some of the best combat marksmanship in the world. We had to. Think about this. If I had to go into an aircraft, a tubular target, and we got terrorists inside of an aircraft with 200 living hostages, and we bust in there, and they're screaming, hollering, they're jumping around, you got a bunch of bobbing heads, and I got to take a 10% shot with a 45 at 15 meters, and I got to hit the dude in the head. I better hit the dude in the head and not hit the passengers in the head or my other teammates on the other side of this guy, right? So we had to be able to hit the target and know what's beyond the target and know that if we get a through and through shot, I don't kill somebody else. So you had to, this is where the thinking part comes in. Thinkers who are shooters, right? Control the situation, not letting the situation control you.
How good of a shooter were you before you did all this?
I sucked. I could shoot a rifle, but I never shot a handgun. Handguns were, we had to be very good with handguns. And the theory was if you can shoot a handgun very accurately, then you can shoot any weapon, long guns, carbines, submachine guns.
What makes a handgun so difficult to shoot?
Well, because one, you don't mount it into your shoulder, right? And two, you're extending it outward. So, you get a lot of weaving and bobbing, right? You're trying to hold this gun up. Two, you got to manipulate the trigger while it's doing all that out there. You got to press the trigger, and you got to keep the sights aligned, right? So front sight and rear sight alignment. There's a lot of things, fundamentals that are applied in a handgun that makes it very difficult. But if you can apply all those fundamentals in a handgun, then you can much easily apply those in a mounted weapon in the shoulder. So we had to be really good at that. So I'll share another.
Keep that mic close, by the way.
Yeah, and I'll share another part to that story. So I show up at OTC, operator training course, day one, and we're all sitting around, at the desk waiting for the instructors to come in with the FNGs, and we got our little badges, and the guy comes in. We call him.
Hit you with the badge too.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about the badge. So this guy comes in. His name is Mad Max. Imagine a guy that's like 5'6", big red bushy mustache, gnarly, he was like Yosemite Sam without the cowboy hat, right? He walks in, Vietnam vet, and the first thing he starts off with was, "I want everybody to take a look at the badge hanging around your neck." We're like, "Okay, look at the badge." He goes, "You know what that badge means?" Nobody wanted to answer. He goes, "I'll tell you what the badge means. It means you come through the front gate without the security guards harassing your ass. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you're a Delta operator, nothing else." I'm like, "Okay, now we sorted that out. Okay, got it. I'm not in yet. Got it." And then, so then the training started. And so, like I said, the training is very firearms intensive for the first couple months. And the first 2 weeks was all dry fire training. In fact, we were in a bay, indoor bay. And every day from around 0830 to around 1800, every day, we would stand there with all our combat equipment on, 4 feet away from the wall. There's a 1-inch square pasty on the wall. And we would go through, on command, all the fundamentals of marksmanship training, combat marksmanship, from the 4-stroke draw to reload drills, to clearing drills, to offhand shooting, right, turning movements, and we never shot a bullet yet. We did this day in and day out, every day. When you do something every day, all day long, you go home and have dreams about it, you can't get it out of your head, right? That's what it was like every day. I'm doing firearms training in my bed at night with my wife, like, Jesus Christ, And about 5 days went by, and so every day after training, around 1800, 1900, we would go into the classroom and we would do a brief back. And the instructors would go, "Okay, guys, this is what we did today. We need to work on that, need to work on this. Tomorrow we're going to do that, blah, 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 and feedback and so forth." And everybody's bobbing their head. Yep, that makes sense. And then something happened around day 5. And what happened was Mad Max goes, "Comstock, stand up." Wow, that's never happened before. He's never asked anybody to stand up. So I'm like, "Roger that, stand up." And he just starts to dress me down right there in front of everybody. He goes, "Comstock, you're the most effed up shooter in this classroom, most effed up student." He goes, "If you don't get your shit in one bag, you'll be doing the duffel bag drag out the front gate. Do you understand me, Sergeant?" I'm like, whoa, did not see that coming, right? And very disconcerting. And everybody else was like trying to move away from me because they didn't want to catch whatever I had, right? It was like, like, Jesus Christ, that was what I didn't even realize I was that bad. I thought I was keeping up with the class. So anyways, I went home that night and I remember thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And so I remembered something I had done when I was 15 playing baseball. And I'm going to have to kind of segue off on this story a little bit. What happened was, well, when I went home that night, my wife goes, hey, honey, she's cooking dinner. You want to eat dinner? And I go, no. I said, I got to go to bed. I got training to do. She didn't quite understand, but she knew whatever I meant was serious. And so she didn't bother me, didn't question me. I went to bed, and I laid in bed all night long, and I visualized everything I had learned so far. The grip. I mean, like I'm actually doing it. I saw the front side picture, front side alignment, trigger press, follow through, breathing, stance, blah, 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 blah. I could feel the weapons in my hands. To this day, I can still feel those 245s that I had, the primary and secondary. They became a part of my body, part of my, I mean, really, I shot so many rounds through those guns over the years. It's insane. And so I visualized all night long actually doing this properly, the way I'd been trained. Now, next day I go to training, and training all day, nothing happens. Nobody's yelling at me. Nobody's encouraging me. Nobody's giving me an attaboy. Nothing. Total silence. Day 2 goes by, same thing. Day 3 goes by, nothing's happened. Now I'm getting nervous. I'm like, at least if they're yelling at me, they still think I have potential, but they're not even yelling at me, right?
They don't even care.
Right? And I'm like, I'm thinking, man, we're getting down to, the final hours, I think, and I'm like, oh my God. And then we go into the classroom in the day 3, and it happens again. Comstock, stand up. Oh, man, I swear to God, I had a 1,000-pound barbell on my shoulder. I'm like, oh, and I got up, right? And I stood up, and I was looking down at the floor, and I could hear the, fat lady singing in the back, the swan song, and I could see all the guys looking at me at the corner of their eyes, kind of moving away, because they know I'm getting ready to get fragged right here in front of everybody. And I'm already thinking that's all over, right? And then he goes, Max goes, everybody take a look at this man. Take a good look at this man. And now I'm thinking, yeah, go ahead.
Last time you ever going to see him.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, exactly. I'm thinking, yeah, rub some salt in the wound too. Why embarrass me in front of my peer group? I'm a non-commissioned officer. We're all non-commissioned officer. How about you just take me around the corner and go, hey, Comstock, you suck. Grab your shit and get the hell out of here. You couldn't even do that, right? I'm thinking, this is bad, And I was getting kind of angry too. And when he said, take a look at this man, I'm like, yeah, take a look at the loser. Take a look at the loser, And then the next thing that came out of his mouth was, he goes, this man is the most fundamentally sound student in the class, and I predict he'll be top gun. I'm like, whoa. And I'm looking around.
There's
like,
a 180.
Yeah, complete, right? I'm like, whoa, really? And congratulations, Comstock. Good job. Keep it up. Well, after we completed that part of the training with the 45s, we had what's called a man-on-man competition, Top Gun. And basically they set up, it's double elimination. You have 2 ranges set up identically, and you have to basically shoot for time, and you have to knock down a series of targets, right? Pepper poppers, plates, bowling pins. And then in the middle between these 2 ranges, there's one target. It's called a dueling tree. It's a vertical post, and it has 2 2-inch or 3-inch flags on each side, right? So a total of 4. Once you knock all your targets down, you got to go to the flag. You have to knock your 2 flags and make them swing around to your opponent's side, okay? If he gets all 4 flags, he loses. And so I'm going up against what no doubt in my mind was the best shooter in the class the whole time, right? I was like, wow, and it's down to me and him. I'm like, wow, it's amazing. I went from like 0 and I'm number 2, right? And so we shoot it out, and the rule was every plate had to fall over before you engage the dueling tree. So I'm ahead of the guy. Ding, 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 ding. I'm hitting all the plates, knocking everything over. And then I hit my last pepper popper. I hit it center mass. I'm up on the dueling tree, and out of peripheral vision, I can see it's just kind of teetering. I'm like, oh, crap. And I remember the rules. I go back to get it. As soon as I go back to get it, it falls over. So it wasn't balanced properly, right? So I come back. And by the time I come back to the tree, my opponent's on the tree. He's 1 shot ahead of me now. Ding, 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 ding. And he beat me by 1 shot like that. And I was like, man, so close.
But number 2, I mean, that's...
Well, at the end of the day, technically I beat him, right? It's just the pepper popper was not balanced properly when it set it back up. Had it fallen like it should have, I would have won, right?
Did you ever find the guy who put that up?
No, and I actually didn't care. I didn't even make a big deal. I didn't, it was obvious who won the fight, and I was just happy to be there. I didn't care if I was the last guy. I'm like, congratulations, dude, good shot, you're Top Gun. And I was just like, whew, I'm still in the course, So,
Thank you for watching the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.